Welcome to My Life and Coasters, where today I'm going to be revealing my top 5 UK roller coasters. So in this video I'm going to be counting down from 5th place to my favourite UK roller coaster. So starting off at 5th place then, I have the Wicker Man at Alton Towers. Now this is a wooden roller coaster that opened in the resort on the 20th of March 2018. It's also got a maximum speed of 43 miles an hour and a maximum height of 72.2 feet there. Now the Wicker Man for me isn't just the coaster. If the coaster was on its own with no theming, it wouldn't be anywhere near my top 10, but it's got a massive themed experience from a pre-show soundtrack, as you can hear behind me. Loads of theming. I'll just talk about the ride experience for a minute. You exit the station of the Wicker Man, round into this sort of banked turn ever so slightly, and then you sort of do a couple of twists before entering the lift hill. So once you reach the top of the lift hill, you start to head into what is sort of like a tunnel. Sometimes there'll be loads of mist, and then you start to head around a turn. Now you're doing all of this in this tunnel. And then you sort of get whipped down this drop, and it's a massive surprise. You don't really see it coming as you're going through the tunnel. A nice pop of airtime if you're towards the back. Another tunnel before you sort of do this really cool twist. It's really quick, this twist is, and it's my favourite part of the ride. Before you head through the big structure theming of the ride, you go through that 3 times, and there's some nice pops of airtime around. But other than that, it's a lot of turns and little pops of airtime. I do really enjoy the Wicker Man, and that's why it's at 5th place for me. So my 4th favourite roller coaster in the UK is Megaphobia at Oakwood Theme Park. Now this is another wooden roller coaster. I know we're starting off with a lot of wooden coasters, but it's actually the largest in Wales and the largest in the UK for wooden roller coasters. I really do love this ride, absolutely full of airtime, and it's quite intense. So you start off, exit the station, and straight up this lift hill. Now this lift hill is nearly 90 foot tall. It's a massively tall lift hill. You get some great views of Oakwood Theme Park before you head round this turn and into a massive drop. I believe it's like 95 feet, this drop. It's massive. It's like 90 at least. And it sort of slowly turns around on this drop. And then after that, you head up another hill, which is airtime hill, and that is all Megaphobia is. It is airtime hill after airtime hill. After that airtime hill, after the drop, you sort of head round this turn, and you're just doing airtime hills after that, really. A few nicely banked bits, but this coaster is just full of airtime. I could talk about it all day, but I'm not going to. It's also got a soundtrack, surprisingly. Also got quite comfortable trains, and it's got a maximum speed, I think it's of about 50 miles an hour or 45 miles an hour. Really do enjoy Megaphobia Oakwood Theme Park, and that's why it's 4th place. So coming in at 3rd place then, this is a very big ride. You've probably guessed already, it's the big one. Now this is located in Blackpool at Blackpool Pleasure Beach. It's got a maximum height of 213 feet and a maximum speed of 74.5 miles an hour, I think it is. It's a really good ride, big one. Now it's quite a controversial one, this, because not a lot of people like it. It is quite a rough ride, but I'll go through talking about the ride's experience. You head out the station into a curve, sort of slowly going downhill, and through a Pepsi can. So that's quite unique. Can't say many rides start like that. And you make your way up this massive lift hill. Now it is 213 foot tall. Currently the UK's tallest roller coaster, kind of. Going to be beaten by Hyperion next year. But when I rode it, it was actually the UK's tallest. Really enjoy the big one. After you make your way up this lift hill, you make your way down one of the best drops I've ever been on. You sort of bank round and into, I believe it's like a 65-degree drop. Really steep, really fun. It's quite rough, but it's really enjoyable. And then you basically head up this really big and long hill. It's about 180 foot tall, 190 foot tall that is, I believe. And it just feels like you're climbing forever. And then you head round a few more hills, and then you make your way into this turnaround section, and then you literally are only doing hills, until you sort of make your way to a helix. Now, a lot of people say you don't get much airtime on the big one, which is pretty much true, but there's a couple of hills where I do feel like you're lifting out of the seat. And the best moment, this is going to sound quite weird, is as you're coming into that mid-course brake run on the big one, it's like you really lift out your seat. Yeah, and the big one, it's not a themed ride, just like Blackpool Pleasure Beach isn't a theme park. It's an amusement. But yeah, it's got like a soundtrack, a nice name, a bit of a backstory, and how it was like the world's tallest and fastest roller coaster. Yeah, that is why the big one is at 3rd place. So at 2nd place then is Mandrill Mayhem, located in the world of Jumanji, a Chessington World of Adventures. It's a really enjoyable ride. It's a B&M family shuttled wing launch coaster. I think I got that right. It's a really mouthful of a name, but yeah, Mandrill Mayhem is a really great coaster. It goes forwards, backwards, yeah, and I think it also goes upside down.
Frontwards, backwards, upside down.
Yeah, so you start off with a ride launching backwards out of the station and up this spike. Now, it's worth noting, only 6 of the rows are facing forwards. One of them's facing backwards. So it's a little bit of a confusing one, but yeah. As you launch forwards or backwards out of the station, you go up this scorpion tail. Basically, it's like an overbanked spike. It's really hard to explain this ride. I probably should have put a POV on, but I didn't. Yeah, then you sort of fall back down this spike and launch through the station at a speed of 42 miles per hour before you make your way into a turn, then into the ride's Heartline roll, or whatever inversion it is, over the entrance to the themed area, which is World of Jumanji, before you make your way into an S-bend, a second launch, or actually a third launch at this point, then up a massive spiral. Yeah, you do all of that backwards before coming to a complete stop in the station. A couple of really important things to note about Mandrill Mayhem is you are hanging on your side for absolutely ages on this spiral. Apart from that, it's a brilliant ride, Mandrill Mayhem. It does only run one train on this ride because it's a shuttle coaster. But yeah, it's also fantastically themed. It's got a great soundtrack. A couple of negatives though. Basically, what Merlin do a lot of the time, sadly, is they'll really make great themed rides, just like the Wicker Man, and they don't keep up the appearances of them. So Mandrill Mayhem has got a couple of negatives at the minute, just like some of the signage and stuff. It's falling out of the queue line, but if you watch a couple of my vlogs, I'll show that in them. It's not the smoothest. It has got like a bounce on it, which does make me worry about its future. But for now, it's a 2nd place ride. You can ride it in all different places, and every seat is a different experience. It's got 14 different experiences, in my opinion, on this ride. Yeah, one quick thing to say about Mandrill Mayhem. It does actually operate a virtual queue, which means you have to go online and select time, basically, for when you want to ride. I just thought I'd put that in there. Hopefully, by next season now, it'll be gone. So, my favourite roller coaster in the world, then, is Icon at Blackpool Pleasure Beach, a Mack Rides multi-launch coaster. Now, this ride is an awesome ride. It's got a speed of just over 54 miles per hour, a height of 85 feet, and as well as that, it is the UK's first double launch coaster. Well, kind of. Blackpool Pleasure Beach have also got a ride called Revolution. That does have 2 launches, but yeah, one of them's backwards, so that doesn't really count. But yeah, it's a really great ride, Icon. You start off, exit out of the station, before you know it, you're straight into this launch of about 49 miles per hour, I think. I'm not 100% sure on that one. Because all I know is the max speed of the ride. Yeah, before you make your way up the first top hat to a height of about 80 feet. And the really cool thing about this one is it goes under the lift hill of the big one. Yeah, and it's also a full package Icon. It's got a soundtrack, it's sort of stylised. It's not themed, it's stylised. After the top hat, you're just doing some really whippy turns. You've got a 0G roll and an Immelman in there. Some stuff the UK's not seen before, really. Lots of airtime, lots of helixes and sort of turns. Really enjoyable ride, a few overbanks. If you can think of it, Icon's probably got it, apart from a lift hill. Yeah, it's a brilliant ride, Icon. Always love going to Blackpool because it's quite a long way for us, but the journey's always worth it to ride that amazing coaster. But yeah, that is my favourite coaster at the minute. Now, at Plopsaland Pan, where we're hopefully heading in a few days, is the Ride to Happiness. Now, this is a really good looking ride from what I've seen of it. It's a spinning coaster, a bit like Icon. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one, which will actually be an action camera.